We get told by our coaches, when you walk in the huddle, that's your football team. Everybody has eyes on you. You got to take leadership. Those are your guys, right? That's from when you start playing quarterback, that's the stuff you hear. And so when we walk out on the field, like, that's my football team. Those are my guys. 2017, he's the runaway MVP. Everyone knows. The injury happens. He watches another guy take his family to Disney World, right? So what did that do to him? 2018, he gets back from that injury. Plays good football, watches another guy take his family, that same guy takes his family to Disney World. What does that do? Like, what does that do to him mentally? 2019 happens, puts the team on the back, carries them to the playoffs, gets hurt. What did that do to him? Where is he with doubt? Where is he with self-belief? And then the second round pick happens. Like, he can still physically play, but you have to figure out where he is mentally. That city. Dan. No, that city is tough. Stephen, you know this as well as anybody. Like, I don't think that he could ever play in Philly again because he's got to figure out where he is with his mental toughness more than his ability on the field.
Dan, to me, that's exact. You started out with the right response, but all those explanations or really excuses or apologies for how he got here, that's the problem. What we have seen unequivocally now is Peterson can coach. With anyone but Carson Wentz, he can really coach, except for a stretch in 2017. That's because Wentz won't run his offense. He won't run the offense. He has the most turnover-worthy plays in the NFL. He hasn't thrown a ball in 9 quarters. And he still has the most turnover-worthy plays. Why is it that Josh McCown, they don't lose a beat in the playoffs? The offense functioned just as well. They lost to the team that they lost to in the regular season, week 12, by the same margin. With McCown, Wentz, it didn't matter. Why is it that Foles, the team caught fire the year after the Super Bowl, that he won Super Bowl MVP? Why is it that you're seeing Hurts do right now? And you want to blame it on somehow, because this is why Wentz is losing confidence? Dan, he put this stuff out the day of Jalen Hurts' second start.
Right.
That's a bad teammate on top of everything else.
But
it's on top of everything else.
Go ahead.
I'm saying it's on top of everything else.
Let's take it to. Hold on. Let's throw the numbers out there. You can appreciate that, Max. It talks about if they let him go prior to June 1st, it's a $59 million cap hit.
Right.
If they let him go post June 1st, it diminishes to 34. But he's scheduled to make about $10 million bonus and $15.4 million in base salary. So you're talking about automatically paying this brother $25 million. He getting $25 million, okay? So let's look at this for a second here. Jalen Hurts, we appreciate what he's done, but he's completing 55% of his passes. He's had some very good moments. He's had not so good moments. The key thing is that he's running with the football effectively, so he's making them a dual threat, and we can't ignore that. But what we have to pay attention to, guys, is this. That's now. Season's lost. Let's see what you got. Dudes inspired to play for him. You've got a nothing to lose mentality because y'all are out of the picture because y'all just look awful. In the worst division in the history of the National Football League, y'all are still arguably the worst of the worst. And if you're looking at it from that perspective, well, you know how they say, if you're playing with pressure when things really, really matter, pressure breaks pipes. Palms get sweaty, other things get tight. You understand how that goes. That's not the situation that the Eagles are playing under right now. So because of that, you're Jalen Hurts. You go up in there. Let's see what you got for the rest of the season, and then decisions need to be made. But to act like over these first 2 games, we can look at it and go like this. It's a wrap. It's an absolute wrap. You know, I don't view it that way for next season. I truly don't.
Stephen A., I hear that.
Let me tell you something.
Hold on, Max. Hold on. Hang on. I hear that, Stephen A., but I also don't want to diminish what Jalen Hurts has done. Like, Jalen Hurts has been very, very good. But that's why this is more for Carson. This is more to do with Wentz than it does Hurts for me personally. Again, I don't see how you bring him back and believe that he mentally is going to be good. Like, I think he needs a clean start. I think he needs a new place. It is not going to happen in Philadelphia.
No one's going to want him.
I just don't see how they can sit there and go, we can go back to Carson and believe that he will be what we think he can be or what we've seen in the past. I just don't see how that can happen in Philly.
This is how botched the Carson Wentz situation is. And it really got exacerbated at the second half of last year when, Dan, you say he carried the team. He was not good in the second half of last year. I saw the decline game over game during that time. And he was being lauded for beating bad teams. Luckily and barely. Right, so this just came out of the blue. He was great in the second half of last year, and then I said he wasn't, and then suddenly he doesn't have a job because suddenly he was no good. Guys, come on. Here is the issue with Wentz now. This is how bad the Eagles have botched this. In order to get someone to take his contract, and they got to get rid of the guy, they're going to have to give up draft capital. No one's taking that contract unless they're also compensated with draft capital. In other words, the Eagles will get nothing back, but they will have to send draft capital that way. And here's why they really need Hurts to be the guy. Because the number one reason to look at Hurts for the rest of this year, in a year where you're really going nowhere, is to determine whether you believe he can actually be your franchise quarterback going forward. That's what you have to figure out, or do you need to draft a quarterback? That's it. This is the audition right now. Wentz is done.
Well, let me say a couple of things. Number one, I like the idea of Wentz, even though I worked in Philadelphia for 17 years and as hard-nosed and blue-collar as that city was, I personified it because that's why it's a second home to me, because the city is everything I pride myself in being about. I love Philadelphia, right? I like the pressure of Wentz knowing his very career may be on the line. Let's see what he has next year. I like that, number one. And number two, to your point, Max, what I think makes your argument more profound is the character issue, Max. Because we see what you're saying about Wentz right now. And as my brother Kerry, one of my boys, just pointed out, he said, what about when Tua took the job from Hurts at Alabama? You never saw any character issues with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
He was class personified, even under those conditions. So you do have a point there. Character is a big, big part of it.